Hey guys, tonight we're heading deep into the Appalachian Mountains, where the trees lean too far over the road, your phone signal gave up 20 minutes ago, and even your GPS seems to shiver with hesitation. You take a sharp turn off Route 17 onto a cracked road that isn't on any map. The sign says Hollow Creek, but the paint is so faded it's almost a whisper. You roll down the window. The air smells like wet pine and something older. It's eerily quiet, and the mist drapes itself over the trees like a shroud. This isn't the kind of place people stumble into by accident. But tonight you did. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, let me know in the comments where you're listening from and what time it is for you. I'd love to know who else is up at this hour creeping down the same strange roads. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You trudge forward on foot headlights, long since abandoned at the tree line. Hollow Creek emerges like a painting that forgot to finish itself, perfect little houses in neat rows, porches sagging with time, a church steeple stabbing into the fog. There's no sign of destruction. No overturned chairs, no claw marks, no flaming pentagrams scrawled across the pavement. But still, no people, not even the flick of a curtain. You walk past a diner where a half-eaten pie sits in a booth untouched. Steam still curls from the coffee cup beside it. You check your watch. It's ticking normally, but you can't shake the feeling that time here forgot how to move forward. A dog barks somewhere behind a fence, then stops, mid-growl, like someone pressed pause. You see the gas station up ahead, door wide open, fluorescent lights humming. The radio inside is on, playing something warbly and old. Bing Crosby, maybe. Or some kind of 1940s military broadcast. You lean in, and the static smooths for a second. Then TTOR, evacuation order remains in effect until further. Then just white noise. You grab a dusty newspaper off the counter. October 12th, 1997. That's the date every paper says. You flip through the stack. All the same date. Even the town calendar behind the counter, October 1997, circled in red, like someone meant to remember something, or someone tried really hard not to forget. You keep walking, noticing the tiniest signs of life, lights that flicker without power swings, that sway without wind, and a mailbox flag raised, but the box is empty. Here's the weirdest part. No mold, no rot, no nature trying to reclaim the buildings. It's like Hollow Creek was sealed in Tupperware and left on the shelf. You find a street sign, Bellman Road. Feels oddly formal for such a cozy place. You follow it to the town square, where a statue stands proudly in front of the courthouse. It's a Civil War soldier Union blue sword drawn gazing sternly west. There's a plaque, to those who stood when others fled. Historians still argue whether towns like this deep in the Appalachians were truly neutral during the war, or quietly chose sides and rewrote their stories after the dust settled. Some claim towns like Hollow Creek acted as sanctuaries. Others whisper darker theories, trading secrets for safety. You run your fingers over the plaque. The metal feels warm. Not sunlight warm, heartbeat warm. That's when you notice something etched faintly beneath the plaque. A second message carved by hand. They couldn't leave. And neither can you. Okay, cute. Probably a prank by some angsty teenager back in the 90s who thought this whole ghost town vibe was hilarious. You turn to leave, but the courthouse doors creak open behind you. You freeze. The courthouse doors swing just enough to reveal the dark sliver inside. It smells like paper and old carpet, and something faintly chemical, like film, developing fluid or scorched sugar. You step forward because of course you do. You tell yourself it's just the wind. You tell yourself you're in control. You lie a lot when you're scared. The floorboards moan beneath your feet, like they're warning the rest of the building you're here. Inside it's cooler than outside, not cold but the kind of cool that suggests the sun doesn't visit much. You move past empty benches and faded town hall meeting cancelled flyers still taped to walls. Then in the back you find it, a room with a cracked door marked records. You push it open. File cabinets line the walls, most of them open. Papers spill like someone searched in a hurry. In the center of the room, a dusty tape recorder sits on a table, still plugged in. You hit play, a man's voice shaking. It's October 10th. They're not listening. We told them about the lights in the trees, about the whispers at night, about the girl who vanished from her room without a footprint. They think it's mass hysteria? It's not. It's not. Click. End of tape. You find his name scribbled on a file nearby, Deputy Alan Mercer. The folder contains more drawings of concentric circles, crude sketches of a tall figure with elongated arms, and a map of Hollow Creek, with certain buildings marked in red. Fringe researchers love stories like these. Did you know there's an actual condition called geographic fugue? It's a rare psychological state where people wander away from home with no memory, often triggered by trauma. Some paranormal theorists twist this into stories of mass disappearances like the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers in 1900 or the Roanoke colony long before that. You step outside again. It's darker now. The mist hangs heavier, like someone turned the saturation down on the world. Street lamps hum to life even though no electricity should be running. That's when you see the child. A girl, maybe 7 or 8, standing in the middle of Bellman Road. Pale yellow dress, dirty knees, eyes like she's already seen too much. She doesn't move, doesn't blink, just raises one hand and points, not at you, past you. You turn around. A figure stands by the church. Too tall, shoulders slightly wrong, like a person drawn from memory by someone who never met one. You whip back around. The girl is gone. You run because now your brain agrees, nope, not normal, not fun, definitely not part of a historical tour. You duck into the diner. The pie is still there. Mold hasn't dared touch it. You hide behind the counter and catch your breath. There's a journal on the floor. You flip it open. Sep. 28. The clocks are getting weird. Bellman Road resets every 6 hours. I walked it twice and wound up back at the same spot, but my watch said 3:00 p.m. both times. George tried to drive out yesterday, hit the same curve 6 times before he screamed and walked back. I think the town is shrinking. Octad 4. We made a map. Doesn't help. It changes. Octad 9. Pastor said it's judgment. A test. I don't want to believe him, but the graveyard's growing and nobody's buried anyone. And the last entry scrawled hard. Octad 11, the yeah, sa. Then a voice. No. You. I. Yo. Ace. B. You hesitate. You stall. You even glance back to see if anything is followed. Then you open it. The stairs creak downward into pitch black. Your phone flashlight is the only source of light, and it barely pierces the gloom. You descend one cautious foot at a time into the undercroft. It's colder down here. The air is still like a room holding its breath. Stone walls, shelves of old books and melted candles. A mural painted across the far wall catches your eye. It shows a small town, this town being circled by shadowy figures with blank faces and long limbs. And at the center, a single child in a yellow dress, eyes hollowed out. Some believe old mountain towns like these once practiced containment rituals, blending Christian liturgy, deified the stage with older Appalachian folklore to ward off things from deep in the woods. Scholars argue over whether these stories are just post-colonial superstition or garbled memories of real events. You reach out to touch the mural. The wall breathes. You stagger back. A whisper curls around your ear like smoke. She brought it here, and now it needs another. A sudden crash upstairs. Footsteps. Heavy. Dragging. Something has entered the church. You don't breathe. You barely blink. You just press your back to the cool stone wall and listen. Whatever's upstairs, it's slow. Methodical. Each step echoes with the dull finality of a closing book. You hear the creak of pews being nudged, the hollow thunk of something brushing past the altar. Then silence, a long, heavy silence. You wait. 1 Mississippi, 2, 3, 100. Then, without warning, the trapdoor above slams shut. You're locked in. You exhale, but it's not relief. It's survival reflex. Your flashlight flickers once, then steadies. You scan the undercroft for another way out. At the far end, there's an iron grate low to the floor, covered in rust. You pry it open, scraping your hands raw. Behind it, a narrow crawl space. You don't hesitate. You shimmy in like a soldier belly crawling under barbed wire. The walls close in. The flashlight's beam stutters with each movement, throwing dancing shadows. You try not to think about what might be in there with you. Probably nothing. Probably. Then you hear humming, faint, a child's voice, just up ahead. You stop. The tunnel opens into a cellar beneath one of the houses. You emerge into an unfinished basement, dusty, lined with canning jars full of pickles and preserves. You laugh nervously, still fresher than anything you bought at Trader Joe's probably. You climb the stairs and emerge into a living room wallpaper peeling in delicate curls. A fire crackles gently in the hearth, though there's no wood. The child's humming continues, but now it's behind you. You turn. She's there. Same girl. Yellow dress. Mud on her knees. Pale as bone china. She holds out a porcelain doll. Its face cracks straight through the left eye. Her lips part. He said I had to stay. But you can take my place. You back up. Nope, you whisper. Like that's gonna do anything. Like nope is sacred, like it has power here. She steps forward. One more time the walls seem to breathe. And then suddenly, impossibly, your phone buzzes. One new text message. Wait, what? You fumble to unlock it. The screen glows with the only color you've seen in hours. The message, do not listen to her. Get out now. No number, no sender. You glance back. The girl is gone. You bolt out the front door, into the mist, lungs burning. You don't know where you're going, just away. Past the diner, past the statue, past the gas station and the courthouse. Then suddenly, you're back on Bellman Road. Again, no matter which way you run, the road bends and curves and deposits you right where you started. That's when you remember something. From the journal, Bellman Road resets every 6 hours. You check your watch. The hands are spinning. You sit, hard, right in the middle of the street. This is the part where, in any normal story, a government agent shows up, or the sun rises, or you wake up and it was all a dream. But not here. Here you realize something: the town doesn't trap you out of malice. It's not angry. It's lonely. Hollow Creek didn't vanish. It folded. It pulled inward like a pocket sewn shut around the people it couldn't bear to lose. And now it's looking for new threads, new buttons, new additions. You notice the statue in the square again. But this time it's not a soldier. It's you. Same jacket, same posture. Your name is carved into the base. You blink, and the girl is beside you again. Bellman Road always needs a watcher, she says softly. That's the rule. You laugh, the kind of laugh that feels like it belongs to someone else. You've heard of cursed paintings, haunted typewriters, even a Scottish castle haunted by a bagpipe player who never finished his solo. But this is worse. Because Hollow Creek doesn't just trap you in space, it rewrites you. And the more you remember who you are, the more it takes, piece by piece, word by word, until you're just part of the story. You stumble to your feet. One more try. You sprint down the main road, past the rusted welcome sign, out through the mist. And suddenly daylight, noise, cars, civilization. A blinking billboard advertising local insurance agents. You're on Route 17 again. You gasp. The sky looks too blue. The trees too real. You laugh, real ragged relief. But when you check your phone, the date says October 12th, 1997. And you've got one new voicemail. You press play. It's your voice. I made it out, I think. But if you find this, don't follow the mist. Don't stop when you see the lights. And whatever you do, don't talk to the girl in yellow. She's not lost. She's recruiting. You drop the phone. Behind you, a car drives past with a dusty license plate. Hollow Creek Volunteer Fire Deputy. You close your eyes. You never really left. The mist lifts slowly, like a curtain at the end of a play. Hollow Creek sinks behind your eyes, retreating to wherever forgotten towns go when no one's watching. Your heart slows. Your breath finds its rhythm again. You're back in bed now, safe beneath the covers. The world outside your window, still and ordinary. That creak in the hallway, just the house settling. The whisper in the vent. Probably the wind. Probably. It's funny, isn't it, how stories like these stay with you? How a town that shouldn't exist can still take up space in your mind. That's what good stories do. They leave a light on. A door ajar. A place for your thoughts to wander when the real world feels too loud. So rest easy tonight. The girl in yellow won't find you. Not as long as you remember, never follow the mist. Never trust the road that bends back on itself. And if you ever see your own face carved in stone, walk away. Let your breath deepen. Let your thoughts slow. Let Hollow Creek fade into the trees where it belongs. Good night, brave traveler.